Hello, my name is Jake Haigh and I'm a 26-year-old community college student on the verge of transferring to UC Davis. It's not my first time at college. I went to a 4-year right out of high school in Ashland, Oregon called Southern Oregon University. Some of you may know SOU, most may not. It doesn't really matter. What does matter is that you know that I loved to party. At SOU, I made great friends. I played in a couple of bands and really felt like I was getting the college experience. Hindsight being 2020, I realize now I got a very small part of the college experience. I got really good at shotgunning beers, playing beer pong, drinking in general. Also playing music, both live and over the local college radio station, where one of my best friends and I managed to get ourselves a radio show. I also spent a ton of time exploring the Oregon wilderness that was around me, and I got a dog with some roommates after we'd moved off of campus. I made friends that will last my entire life, and I had relationships that helped shape the man I am today. I'd like to specify now that I loved to party. I still do, but in a pretty different way, for the most part. I have a drive and appreciation for academic accomplishment and success that took me over 3 years, a number of jobs, and a bunch of wasted classes to understand. For me, I have found wisdom and experience and opportunity and courage. At first, I was really nervous about resuming classes. Later, I found my personal growth outside of school made me the student and the person that I am today. Coming back to school was a difficult experience at first. Not only did I feel like I didn't belong, but I was worried I wouldn't succeed in class. I was worried about being able to focus. I was worried about making friends. I was worried about sticking out or being judged because I looked older. These fears were very real for me. I'd already attempted college once. What if it resulted in more or less the same way, but without making the great friends that I had in Oregon? What if no one in class ever spoke up and the awkward silence between student and teacher swallowed me whole? I was wracked with anxiety. What I had not yet understood was the experience I gained from my various jobs and real-world experience, not to mention that all the finances were now solely mine, would guide me through this awkward new or returning student phase and in fact give me a drive and a passion I may have had before, but only in certain areas of my life, and academia was definitely not one of them. I took a full load of classes. But specifically, a sociology and psychology class last term almost immediately quelled my anxiety and quickly began to show me that the time I had taken to grow outside of the classroom and work in the real world were now becoming my greatest assets. The two aforementioned classes became my training grounds. I swallowed my fears and broke the deafening silence of the classroom when my teachers beckoned the class to no avail. I slowly started remembering if there was one place in the whole world where people are supposed to be able to speak their minds and flesh out ideas, it's here. It's at school. I took that notion, I ran with it. In courage, there was opportunity. I quickly became one of the more vocal students in my classes, and I passed my entire term with the best GPA that I have ever had. When I first came back to school, I was terrified. It seemed so daunting. When I started to take risks and become bigger than my fears, I started to succeed. In experience, I found wisdom, and in courage, I found opportunity. I left Southern Oregon University uncertain with what I wanted out of my life, and I stand before you now, still uncertain of what I want out of my life or my career, but I do know that I stand with a fire and a drive that makes me entirely unstoppable. There is nothing I cannot do, and I will succeed. And my experiences make me who I am today.